All right. Shalom. Call Allah. Yahweh. Bahashem. Yahweh Shai. Bahashem. Raha. Kwadash. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. And peace and salutations unto the elect. All right. And this is going into a video on Civil War and how it is brewing. You know, because I watched a few videos earlier. I posted one or two on the channel. All right, and basically going into how pretty much that this place is through, pretty much. You know, you have Edomites getting ready to go against their government. You know, their because they see that their elite is trying to take away the last of their blessing, which is their gun. All right, they already took away their riches. You know, they took away all their resources. You know, their riches. You know, when Esau, he done away with the gold standard and all that. You know, it took all the gold and all the precious metals. You know, basically robbing these other Edomites of their blessings. You know, all they pretty much have now left is their guns. And Esau, the elite of Esau, is about to take those away. All right, and we see that these regular Joe Schmo Edomites, they're seeing through all the they're seeing through all the gimmicks that Esau is throwing out there. You know, with all these mass shootings. You know, because ultimately these mass shootings are going to lead up to these Edomites having their guns being taken away. All right, the elite are going to use their military to take away their these Edomites' guns and whoever else owns guns. All right, and you have these Edomites. They're not going to get. They're not going to have their blessing taken away so easily. You know, they're not giving them up without a fight. All right, so you're pretty much going to have Edomites against Edomites, pretty much out in the streets, pretty soon. You know, because this is all leading up to that. You know, and you're going to have also all of the divisions within Babylon the Great fighting against each other as well. All right, so you're going to have race wars, all right, class wars, gender wars, you know. You're going to have the sugar boys versus the people that are against, you know, the sugar boys. And by sugar boys, you should know what we mean by that. You know, the alphabet group, you know. So all these different divisions within the country is all going to implode, you know. So you're going to have all out chaos in the streets, you know. And with these Edomites about to have their guns being taken away, they're not going to give them up without a fight, you know. So because this is the last of their blessing, you know. The elite already took away all of their blessing, you know, as far as being on top and rich and whatnot like them. Because now you have some Edomites that are pretty much living, some living worse than Jake, you know, and we're supposed to be on the bottom. Some of them live in the hood with Jake, you know, in the same neighborhoods, you know, as Jake, in the projects, you know. So yeah, they're not all behind white picket fences, you know, in the suburbs anymore. You know, you have Jake living better than them. Some Jake's living better than them. You know, they're supposed to be where the elite pretty much is at. You know, they're supposed to be rich and whatnot with the elite. But now you have Esau, the elite of Esau, coming after the last of their blessing, which is the gun. All right. So this is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against and kingdom against kingdom. All right, so you're going to have war all around. All right, from the shores of Babylon, even unto the wide-scale war, the world war, you know, against Babylon and Russia and all these other different nations. All right, so you know, Yahweh Shemel Shai, he's setting the visions up against each other in the society. All right, and all of these things are at their boiling point. All right, you have people on TikTok, mainly these Edomites. They're always talking about how they're ready to rise up against the elite, if or when, not if, but when they decide to come down on them with for their guns, you know. And they're all over TikTok, you know. They're willing to sacrifice their lives to protect their rights to carry arms, you know. So this thing will eventually lead to the downfall of Babylon the Great. All right, so let's see. This is Matthew chapter 12, verses 6. Let's see. Salakia. Matthew chapter 20. Salakia. Matthew chapter 12, verses 25. And Yahushai knew their thoughts and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. All right, so you're even gonna have households that are divided. All right, they've already was you already had households divided over the whole thing that had taken over the world for the past 2 years. You know, and you know what I mean. You know the boogeyman that haunted the world for the past 2 years. You know, you had people that didn't want to take the boogeyman's juice. You know, and you had people in the households that did. All right, those that were against the boogeyman's juice, and those that were for it. All right, so you know all these things are gonna come to a boiling point, which they already are at that point. You know, because as you see in the video, these Edomites, they're pretty much at that point where they're like, you know what, we're gonna go out. We're pretty much gonna if we're gonna go out like this, because you had one Edomite in one of those videos that said I think it was the one that towards the end where he said he said people always ask why he don't run from the fight. You know, that's pretty much coming to Babylon. Or why don't he have like a bug out plan? And he pretty much said that he doesn't run from the fight, but he's going to run towards it. Meaning he's going to pretty much stand up for his right to carry. You know, and his so-called freedom. All right, because they see, these Edomites see that the elite pretty much that they're pretty much doing a takeover. You know, they're about to take. They're about to set up their NWO. You know, which they pushed that MOTB. You know, so it's pretty much this place is divided, and as you see, it said, as Yahushua said, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. All right, so while Yahweh Shem Shai is causing division amongst these Edomites, he is gathering his elect. while this kingdom is falling. All right, because while this kingdom is falling, Yahweh Shem Shai, he's pretty much setting up his kingdom. You know, he's you know, you'll have he's gathering the first fruits of the kingdom. He's establishing another kingdom while this current kingdom is falling. All right, which is the kingdom of Israel. All right, and it says, if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And it can't. All right. It can't stand. All right. So let's see. And you will also have people fighting each other for food. You know, coming to other people's houses, trying to take their food. You know, it's just going to be all out chaos. You know, on every side. It said, let's see, I think I'm gonna get this and I guess we'll close it out, you know. It says, let's see. 2 Ezra chapter 15 verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right, so you're gonna have these in the modern day weapon. The modern day sword is a gun. All right, so pretty much you're gonna hearing gunshots and stuff is pretty much gonna become the norm, because you're gonna have people out here shooting against each other, you know, having shootouts, you know. It's going to be war out here, you know, because people are going to want to protect their resources that they have, with whether that be you know, storages where people stocked up food for years, you know, because you have people out here, mainly these Edomites. They're all on YouTube showing the world what they got, you know. You know, you never know who's watching, you know. So a lot of these people, viewers, you know, they're gonna they could go up to these Edomites' houses, you know, and pretty much try and take their goods, you know. But it says, for there shall be sedition among men in invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right, so they're not going to regard kings nor princes. All right, because in the video, one of them says they're not coming for their so-called black and brown and, you know, Asians, you know, they're not coming for them. These Edomites said they're coming for their corrupt politicians. All right, their corrupt leaders. All right, they said they're coming for them. Now we know ultimately there will be a civil war or a race war, you know, against Edomites against Jake, you know. You do have these Edomites who are fed up with Jake and vice versa, you know. But Salakia. But ultimately, you have these Edomites that, and they're saying they're ultimately they're mad at their politicians. All right, so let's see. So there are politicians or these police out here. Anyone in power, you know, any authority, authority, they're coming after, whether that be the police, you know, or even the military, because they said in the video also that if the military decide to betray the so-called American people, then they'll pretty much look at the military as if they were strangers, you know. They're going to look at them as traitors, pretty much, as people they never knew. You know, so it's going to be all out war out here, you know. Before those nukes come, there's already going to be war on the shores of Babylon the Great. All right, so you're gonna have war in the seas and war in on the shores of Babylon. You know, where it says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." There's a martial law. You know, they're gonna have troops out here. You know, it says because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right, so all these things men are gonna be afraid of. You know, people are gonna be afraid out here. You know, even the so-called tough dudes out here that they want to act all tough and whatnot, they're gonna be afraid because they're gonna have all hell. You know, because actually it says in the next verse, it says in 19, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread for great tribulation." All right, so as you can see, the food shortages and everything, and the prices of all these goods and services going up. There's gonna be one thing left to do for these people, and it is to first they're gonna ransack these storehouses, and once they're done with the storehouses, they're gonna pretty much come to people's houses, you know, looking for food. It's gonna be either in that moment, you know, it's gonna be a life or death situation, you know. It says because of the lack of bread, because there's not going to be any food out here. All right, so it's about to get pretty bad out here, you know. Because when a man is starving, you know, he don't care about anything except getting food into his belly, you know. And you know, these Babylonians, they don't know how to go without food. This place is pretty much a gluttonous nation. Pretty much, they don't fast, you know. They don't especially these women, you know. These women, they're like human garbage disposals, you know. They eat anything. You know, they do nothing but eat, you know. So it's gonna be all out hell out here, man, you know. But us that are hopeful elect, the Lord said we'll be alright, you know, we'll be good, you know, because the Lord is gonna have His angels guiding us. And looking after us. And some brothers will be endowed with spiritual power on the side, and the angels will be down here protecting us. You know, so we have nothing to worry about. We're going to eat and all that. So, you know, in the midst of this, we just got to have faith in Yahweh Shem Shai to deliver us out of these situations, because we're going to be down here too in the midst of these things. But our hope is in Yahweh Shem Shai and not in our guns, you know, or weapons or our own strength. We're going to be delivered by the strength and power, the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, so, you know, with that, call Allah Yahweh Shem Shai, Vashem Racha Kodash. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations unto the elect. Shalom.